My name is Steve Deming, and I was born in 1948, and when I was 13, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The years following the diagnosis were fairly easy for me. My parents helped me with my diet. I took insulin on a regular basis, 1 time a day, and we didn't have much information about our blood sugar. But I felt well, and I could exercise, and I was leading a reasonably normal life. Many people didn't know I had diabetes for many years. Even while I was working, my diabetes was stable. After that, when I was in my early 60s, or starting in my 60s, my blood sugar started to want to drift, up or down throughout the day. And it got harder and harder for me to manage that. And my exercise didn't affect my blood sugar nearly as much, or didn't affect it at all, or it would even have a reverse effect. I would exercise and it would go up more. So I started taking shots sometimes before exercise and after, and it was just a constant stability issue for me that became like a completely consuming of my conscious daily life. I was constantly watching, wondering what to do about my diabetes. Soon after that, I ran into Philip, and Philip talked to me about his machine that he had invented. Philip is an old friend, and I knew him from the past, and we talked briefly about the machine, and it didn't take long for him to convince me that I wanted to have one of these machines, because the problem, I was pretty much at the end of my rope as far as being able to do anything for myself, and I was thinking about some drastic alternatives, like maybe implant surgery or something like that, which would be a complete life changer. And those opportunities came up that I could get involved in something like that, but I didn't. I wanted to try. Obviously, the hydrogen was a much simpler opportunity for me. So I bought the machine, and the very first night I tried it, I used it for about an hour, and I slept all night with my blood sugar just stable and flat, and I was absolutely astounded. I mean, it was a life-changing experience. I don't know if, some people may not have that experience, but that's what I had. I shared a photograph of my chart with Philip, and he was very happy, of course. And then over the next months, I had ups and downs. I had a COVID shot early. I started the hydrogen machine in April of 2022, very early April. And then I had a COVID shot in May. And that, all those events were causing blood sugar variations, but the control side of it was much better. The insulin response was improved. I could take a shot and it would generally have a positive effect, like I used to have. So the overall impression I had is that I'd like gone back 15 years in my metabolistic performance and exercise and all that. The exercises I was responding to normally, it would come down when I exercised. It would go up if I didn't exercise, and I could go for a walk and I could see it coming down, and those kind of things were very, very encouraging, and it was a life-changing experience for me. And then I bought another machine from my daughter because she was using my machine, part-time, and she was having a positive experience, just sleeping better, taking less, lower doses of medication she was taking to help her sleep, and that type of thing. And she felt brighter, she felt more alert, and all the kinds of things that we all notice from hydrogen. So I I eventually bought myself a second machine because I didn't want to be without it. And I do carry it on trips. I put it in my suitcase and all that and take it along with me. But there's been times when I didn't have it for a week, and I got along fine, but I could tell that the control was getting, just slowly kind of becoming a little bit more difficult, but it wasn't a big impact on my daily life. I could still function pretty well, and the insulin was still responding pretty well without it. And then when I started again, I could feel an immediate boost of energy, alertness, and it's a positive feeling to get started again.